Kassad continues to run his retirement home for his friends. And they've added Nexa for Faven. I want to say, though, this is smart. This is a smart move by Kassad. And I've got to say, whatever you think about him as an analyst, whatever you think about him as a coach, as a general manager who's constructed this team, I think he's done great work for Bleed. And you cannot say he hasn't, piece by piece, slowly upgraded the team that he started with. And he's done it, as in as sensible a way as he can. Like every time somebody's failed, he's upgraded. And look, if you look at the teams, these the players on the team rather, these are all players that are kind of like, they have been the rejects and the outcasts on other projects, but we all know they have a very high ceiling. Like Jacob has been, one of those players who, he's getting on in years, but he was posting pretty decent numbers before he went to Bleed. A lot of people said he was a solid starting point. Hampus had the fucking, the curse of NIP round his neck, with like the albatross. It's just like sad, what NIP does to players. And I always thought he was, again, a little bit of an unfairly maligned IGL. Nork also got completely fucked over. When you assess a player's career, just take the part where they were in NIP out of it. Just doesn't count. Just throw that away. Just a waste of everyone's time. Nork, I think he also got done dirty by NIP. But if you remember, the argument when he was replaced by fucking Device was he done nothing wrong. Everybody was like, he was a good player. But he's just getting replaced by a GOAT contender. So what can you do about that? You have to sort of, okay, well, that's that. Bye. But since then, it's been kind of, a little bit sad. But, he played in some okay teams. He was at Apex and stuff. And I think it's good. Cypher, everybody was big in Cypher up, weren't they? Remember when we come out of Paris and everyone had to pretend all those shit teams were good teams? And it wasn't just that the big orgs had stopped practicing because they were all playing CS2. And, he's had some personal issues apparently that has affected his performance and everything else. But, I mean, if he gets back to being that version of the player he was, then that's great. And then, I think, as Kassad said on Twitter, I'll probably bring that up in a moment, he said, Faven was kind of struggling with the anchor role. And so by bringing in Nexa, who we know has been playing the anchor role, struggling with it, but Bleed's level and G2's level, these are not the same things. And I think what they've built here is pretty, it's solid relative for where they are. They're currently ranked 36 in the world on HLTV, which is always a little bit spoopy anyway, because once you get outside of the top 20, people aren't regularly competing. They're playing all these Mickey Mouse online cups. But I want to just show you the results for Bleed and what they've been doing kind of in the build-up to this move. And I think Nexa is a great pickup for them, by the way, even though, he completely flamed out in G2. That was just too much pressure, too high a standard in that position for him to deliver upon. But anyway, you can see, if you look at the players, if you look at what they've been doing, let's just go through, let's just start here, right? Obviously, they lost to the Mongols. That's to be expected. Beat Aurora, decent. Lost to the Mongols again, did take a map. Beat Nexus, beat 99, beat Mouse NXT, beat Bait, beat Monty. It's these are relative to where they were, these are all legit results. And they show that this is a team in an upswing. And when you consider we are very soon going to be coming up. I mean, they couldn't make it to the last major. They weren't good enough. But they are now in a position where if they can get this team cooking in time for the qualifiers, they could slink through. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. And so we will see what they're going to be doing. But this is like definitely a team to watch. I also like Kassad's transparency, just with all of the moves. It's basically like he's doing what Henry G did. It's not Cloud9, so the fans aren't insane. This is the tweet I was referring to. He said, the anchor role not suiting Faven is the reason we went for this change. Otherwise, Joseph would still be part of the team. Solid team-oriented player, very disciplined and easy to work with. It's always nice when a coach drops a player where they are complimentary about the player and they make it clear wasn't a personality issue, wasn't a work ethic issue. It's just, we couldn't make it work. And it's nice. It's probably bullshit. Just being real about it. But I find it hard to believe, that it's all sweet and rainbows when people are frustrated and getting cut. But it's a nice thing to say, and it ensures that he will have career opportunities should somebody else be looking for a German player, or I guess it doesn't really matter. Just somebody who can play in his roles. But also he said this: I also want to welcome G2 Nexa to the team. There is a lot of people doubting his game, and I'm not one of them. Which, by the way, I'd love to, if I'd prepared this a little bit better, this is where I would play footage of Kassad on Hot Take Point Made or something, saying, Nexa is fucking shit. He's got to go. He's ruining G2. I would have fucking... it must exist. He must have said it at some point. This is the problem. When you're a general manager and punditry, you can't really do both. So, fucking ruining my team. This is fucking bullshit. What I'll be doing. But anyway, Nexa is essentially his problem now. And I'll say, listen, I think Nexa is going to be fine at this level of Counter-Strike. More than fine. I think he'll be probably a standout on the team, actually. He has a lot of experience, and I think he's going to find the types of teams he's playing up against now. It's just going to feel so easy compared to what he was having to do when he was at G2. So, yeah, Bleed have come out on top. I know that, obviously, a lot of people have been willing Bleed to fail. But you can tell that they haven't been failing because all the haters are quiet. Bleed have been on an upward trajectory. So far, so good for the project. And I think Kassad has done really good work. Then, what else happened in Rostermania? I didn't even know they were still a thing. But TSM, they're back. Again. Obviously, just to make it completely clear, the reason TSM are sticking around is because they have got that Saudi money. They're on that Saudi teat. So the slush fund of money they are getting to have a team, this is all being paid for by the Esports World Cup, essentially, the EWC, which we'll be talking about later on the stream. So TSM I think they were going to have a Brexit and leave CS again, particularly with the changes to the sticker money. But now they don't have to, because obviously, yeah, it's all paid for, isn't it? So, well, I suppose we'll take a look at this, because obviously, this is one of those... There's a tragedy wrapped up in this. Now, I despise TSM. I want to make that absolutely unequivocally clear. As an organization, they are dysfunctional. They are trash. In fact, actually, they got away with doing the types of things EG were doing just by virtue of being TSM and integral to the League of Legends ecosystem. They just got away with it. Reginald treating his staff and players like garbage, having to go on a bullying fucking, break, and Riot pretending to set up a hotline so people could complain anonymously that they never followed through on because it was all smoke and mirrors, and all the friendlies in the media let them do it and let them lie. They have consistently been in and out of CS, and as I said, remember, the first time they came into CS and they had the team that would go on to become the greatest of all time, the Astralis core, what did they do? They fumbled it. They treated them like shit. They wouldn't even tweet about them when they were competing at majors. When the players said, we want Freddie, our manager / coach, to fucking, stick around and help us out, TSM said, we're not paying for him because Reginald had a personal beef with him. So the players paid out of their own pockets to allow Freddie to attend their events, which TSM then didn't tweet about, and then blamed Freddie, saying it was somehow his job as a manager at an event to be tweeting things like "just 1-2-1 boys." Your social media pleb handles that, mate. So they have been a fucking joke of an organization from start to fucking finish, and every time they come back going, "Hey everyone, we're back," everyone goes, "Oh yeah, TSM are back." What have they contributed that's so good to Counter-Strike, by the way? They fumbled the greatest team of all time, and then what? Every time there's a sniff of fucking sticker money, and then when they don't get it, sorry guys, we just can't make this work. It's just not financially viable. Not to mention, does anyone have any fucking concerns around the competency of an organization that allowed a team fucking coach to secretly finesse them, pick up players that he had a financial relationship with, pocket part of their money, even take a car from one player, sell it, and keep the money? Like, does no one have any concerns? I guess not. And now, just on top of everything else, who's funding them? Oh, the Esports World Cup, the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, done through shell companies to obfuscate the fact it's Saudi state money. Brilliant. So TSM signed Trio to complete Danish roster. And by the way, if you think Bleed are recycling players, which they are, holy shit, check out this. The alternative headline: TSM go dumpster diving. Right? I mean, this is fucking outrageous. So, this is their roster now. You have A-Core, who, right, it's not been good for A-Core for a while. It's got to be said. Altex, I'll be honest, not familiar with his game, but, you know, we don't have a lot of gingers in CS these days, so I welcome it. I welcome the diversity and inclusion of it all. So fair play. Zyphon, who by all accounts has attitude issues, is what people say behind the scenes. Sorry if this is upsetting people to say that. That's what I've been told by multiple reliable sources. But he is 20 years old. He was meant to be the next Danish talent, the one with all the raw potential. It's kind of been a bit derailed. And the bad Nico, who has kind of just been out in the wilderness ever since all of that Hunden OG weird, fucked up, nightmarish shit. Now, this is where my sweet Valde. Why did his career pan out the way it did? I love Valde. In an alternate timeline, Valde is like basically like a Danish Crims type character, and he's had an incredible tenured career at an org that respected him, and he's turned 30 and he's thinking about becoming an IGL because he never had to do it before then, and it might be a good opportunity. But no, just sad. Yeah, exactly. G2 Valde, him and Nico holding up trophies together, high-fiving. It could have been so good. He had all of the fucking characteristics to be successful. He's Danish. He's got a long neck. He's got a great mind for the game. But no. Instead of playing with the good Nico, he's playing with the bad Nico on a team destined to fail. It's just sad. Sad. I love Valde. I really do. He's a great guy. And his career going off the rails is like, for me, you know when people talk about like, oh, who's the biggest wasted talent and stuff like that? It's always going to be like a KNG or something, because they really fucked it up and shit the bed. But it's, you see, Valde, I just don't think he ever did anything. It just felt like he was never in control of his career. He was just like adrift. And he's 29 and it's kind of over now. And he's just so, he was just so good. He was just so good. But anyway, he's on TSM now. I mean, we know that. He was already there. And he's going to be working with Regin. Regin, has his ban transpired? I can't remember. Did Regin get unbanned like everyone else from ESIC? Because obviously, I know Regin, and it was, yeah, good. I know Regin, and it was tough because, again, remember, obviously, I know everyone in the Danish scene. The Danish LAN scene was like the first scene I used to go to beyond the UK scene, and I attended probably as many Danish LANs as UK LANs, like back in the day between like 2006 and 2012. So I always had good relations there, and Regin's one of those guys. I was friends with him. He used to drink all the time at these LANs. But when he got caught cheating, it was just like, you're a cheating piece of shit, mate. that was that. And he's been in touch and we've talked. I don't know, like, if it's a grudge that I'm going to hold. It all kind of feels like pathetic now that we're dealing with the fact it's all just contrived WWE, controlled by the Saudis. Who cares? So, whatever. But anyway, this team, it's alright. I'll be honest. I'm calling him the bad Nico. He's not that bad. A-Core, if he can get back to being like 70% of what he was, competent. Xiphon is the big X factor in this team. Is he going to go on to become the talent many thought he was destined to be? Or is he going to continue to languish in underachievement hell? I don't know. And Regin, for all of his faults, is a competent coach. You know, you can't hate on him for the things he did prior to the cheating. So, Now, I guess we can look at the announcement video. Because you can see they've said, when it comes to CS, you just can't beat the classics.
To come in and help out. He's out in the open with it. Oh no! He's got a second here. He sees the legs and he takes him down. They're not even going to give him a chance. They're running him down. He's trying. Oh, he's doing it! Are you kidding me?
Just want to point out there, you did notice that this is how far back they had to go to get good footage of A-Core. He's in Mad Lions and they're playing Train. Like, this is ridiculous. That's actually fucking insane, bro. Like, come on, man. That's like fucking ancient history by now. Like, it's like, and also it does make you miss Train. Of course it does, yes.
Quad kill for A-Core.
$300. Let's hope it works out as it be full sent. Oh no!
What happened for Astralis talent? That's a whole other beast, right? Thus far, we haven't really.
What a performance!
Oh my god!
Oh, the Molotov is down. The spray is all. It's Siphon with the triple, making a quad, looking for the ace of his, and he's got it.
They're expecting a rotation of sorts. Siphon again, another double kill, third round in a row. He's gotten at least 2.
For the second, but doesn't hear behind him. Doesn't hear behind him. Their feet open. Oh, he does. There, he knows. There.
Okay, it doesn't matter, Fred.
Damage is Nico. Oh, he's doing all the damage. Pops on in. Nico actually trays to the MP9. I mean, how's that made a fucking highlight? He just jumped round the corner spraying an SMG. You're like, come on, man. Come on, Jack. That's like, come on. Like, put something good in. Like, you can't just do this.
They're coming through the smoke.
Right.
And they've no idea there's 3 players taking down a 4th as well.
That's the man that's going to be trying to get the bomb down. Can't prioritize. Valda needs to fight. Oh,
yeah,
Valda, that's ridiculous.
Look at that as well. Cold, no reaction. Where's that Valda gone? And listen, I'll also say, nice of them to have some drum and bass. Drum and bass was probably popular at the time those fucking clips are from. So yeah, I don't I don't know what they mean when they say you can't beat the classics. Like I don't know what they're like alluding to with that. But I mean, this team's okay. I want to hate it. It's okay. It's actually okay. I can't in good conscience say Bleed are doing a good job and then look at this team and say this is a bad team. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's just like, yeah. Kind of instructive as to where TSM are, though, as an org. It's going to be a long time before they can attract truly big names to their roster again. And also, I mean, you know, the org is still in financial trouble. Let's not even pretend otherwise. If it wasn't for this windfall of the Esports World Cup club program, they would be in dire straits. But there you are. That was and by the way, technically, the Rostermania is kind of over now, which is weird. Also, I will just put this out. I will add this because it's funny. Maybe not the vote of confidence that you want if you're a player that's just joined TSM. I'd just keep this a secret because they interviewed Regin And he goes, "Oh yeah, we were close to signing Blame F and Config." Which I want to make it clear: there's nothing Config can do. There's nothing Convict can do to fucking get like out of the the sphere of having opportunity. There's nothing he can do. Like there's a world where Config is just on TSM now. After everything. Just another player with a fucking charmed career, and he's just pissing it up against the wall, and he doesn't even realise it. He doesn't realise, like, oh, yeah, I keep getting away with doing all this fucked up shit. Maybe I should stop doing the fucked up shit. Maybe I should get my shit together. No. And you can see Config was only going to join if Blame F was going to join, which is, like, classic. I mean, Blame F is in Fnatic now, so I don't even know if he made the right decision, frankly. I don't even know. Like, that Fnatic team has fucking problems, as we've already talked about. Did a video on it if you want to go look it up. It was just pray for Blame F. Just pray for him. But yeah, if I was one of the players that joined after these, I'd be like, oh, so we're the B team then. That's what we are. We're the B team. We're the reserves, yeah? Oh, cool. Thanks. Great vote of confidence. Right, guys. Well, let's get down to work. So yeah, Rostermania has officially sucked. There just hasn't been anything really good or big beyond all the G2 fuckery. G2 have really held up Rostermania, I would say. Without the G2 drama, what would we have had? Not been eating well over in the world of roster moves.